Good evening. Welcome to Election Night 2008. This has been a long and grueling campaign season, starting off with the primaries all the way up to the general election today, November 4th, 2008, where America will decide whether or not Senator John McCain from Arizona or Senator Hillary Clinton from New York will be elected President of the United States. Either way, if either candidate wins this election, it will be a first. John McCain would be the oldest president elected with a female vice presidential candidate, and Hillary Clinton will be the first female president of the United States. We've already had the first poll closings at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We can now make some projections. Vermont, 3 electoral votes will go to Hillary Clinton. This is a solid Democratic state who voted for her husband twice. In the crucial state of Virginia, 13 electoral votes are now projected to go to Hillary Clinton. Remember, Virginia went for Bush overwhelmingly in 2004, however has switched to the Democratic side by large margins. Mind you that not even her husband Bill Clinton carried the state of Virginia in his landslide victories in both elections. We're not able to make a projection in the crucial battleground state of Indiana. It is too close to call, but Clinton is being described as in the lead. As for Kentucky, it is also too close to call, but John McCain is in the lead. Florida, the most hotly contested battleground state in U.S. history, 27 electoral votes, which voted for Bush 2 times, is too close to call, but Clinton is in the lead. Next, we have South Carolina, 9 electoral votes, which is too close to call. However, Clinton is being described as in the lead. Finally, Georgia is too early to call, which means we do not have enough data to call a direct advantage for either candidate. This does not mean the state is too close to call, however, we cannot make a projection at this time. The current electoral map is on your screen now. At 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, we can make 4 new projections. The state of Florida will go to Senator Clinton in a very big margin. Remember, this is a very big blow to the McCain campaign. Remember how both campaigns put so much money into the state hoping it will go either side. This was a state John McCain thought he would take because Bush took it 2 times. But Democrats fought back. They were able to run a very good ground campaign and TV ad spending, and they were able to take the state from the Republican column. Remember, this used to be a solid Republican state, especially in 2004 when voting for Bush by around 5% in a swing state as big as itself. However, Clinton has turned the tides back to the Democratic Party. Next we have Kentucky, a state her husband won twice, but Bush took in both elections, land in the Democrat column this year. Add 8 electoral votes to Senator Hillary Clinton's count. South Carolina is projected to be won by Hillary Clinton, a solid Republican state, and exit poll data shows that 25% of all Clinton voters in that state had switched from supporting McCain to Clinton after Palin was the vice presidential nominee. Indiana is also projected to go to Senator Clinton, a state Bush won by 19% in 2004. 19%. A state that John McCain put very little funding in, thinking that it was going to be solid Republican. He was wrong. Finally, we were able to project the state of Georgia for Senator John McCain, his first victory of this night. 15 electoral votes. Now the electoral vote count is a very teeny tiny total. Clinton would take the lead with electoral votes 62 to 15, not a very large margin, but this is something that should be worrying Republicans all around the country. It is now 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. 2 new state polls have closed. The states of Ohio and West Virginia both voted for George Bush in 2004, but went for Bill Clinton, Senator Clinton's husband, in both of his elections. The state of Ohio, with its 20 electoral votes, are now going to Senator Clinton, a state that pushed President Bush above 270 in 2004. This is a state that her husband won, but Bush won in both 2000 and 2004. Next we have West Virginia, with its 5 electoral votes overwhelmingly going to Hillary Clinton. Again, this state is a strong Democratic stronghold that went for her husband twice, but Bush was able to take in 2000 and 2004. At 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we can make many major calls. The state of Connecticut will be won by Hillary Clinton, 7 electoral votes, a strong Democratic state. As goes Connecticut, so does Delaware with its 3 electoral votes. The District of Columbia is going for Hillary Clinton, with margins of victory here above 90%. In Maine, 4 out of 4 of its electoral votes are going for Hillary Clinton. This is also one of the states that divides its electoral votes based on congressional districts. The 2 most Democratic states in the Union, Maryland and Massachusetts, are going for Hillary Clinton. Maryland, with 10 electoral votes, which is one of the most Democratic states, as I said before, is going to Hillary Clinton with an overwhelming victory above 30%, and Massachusetts, with its 12 electoral votes, also with margins of victory above 30%. Michigan, 15 electoral votes is now closing on its eastern time zone side of the state. However, this gives us enough information to call the state for Senator Clinton. New Hampshire, a state that had a love affair with John McCain, slips into the Clintons column with its 4 electoral votes. New Jersey, 15 electoral votes going to Senator Clinton, a very large state. Mississippi has been won by Senator John McCain, 6 electoral votes. An interesting case here in Oklahoma, a very Republican state, one of the most Republican states in the Union, is too early to call, which is very unusual for a state as partisan as Oklahoma. However, exit poll data shows Clinton with 42% of the vote, which is very surprising. As for Texas, this is also too early to call, with neither candidate ahead, for there is very little information in. Pennsylvania, the last Clinton call until the next batch of poll closings, with its 21 electoral votes, are being described as won by Hillary Clinton in very large margins. In a state that has been previously closed, we are now able to make a statement about North Carolina, which had problems with counting their votes, shows a small lead for Senator John McCain. However, no call is final yet. Finally, the state of Tennessee is being described as too early to call, with no clear advantage for either candidate. Remember, this does not mean the state is too close to call, but that we do not have enough information to make a call at this time. The electoral map is on your screen now. At 8:30 p.m. Eastern Central Time, we can make a small batch of calls. First being Hillary Clinton's home state of Arkansas, going to her overwhelmingly 6 electoral votes. Oklahoma, previously described as too early to call, will go to John McCain, 7 electoral votes. North Carolina, a strong Republican state, has now been won by Hillary Clinton. Remember, John McCain was leading earlier this night. However, once the urban counties came in, Clinton took an overwhelming lead to a point where if all the remaining votes needed to be counted went to John McCain, he would still lose the state. Texas and Tennessee are still too early to call. Texas holds 34 electoral votes, while Tennessee holds 11 electoral votes. Here is the current electoral map. It is now 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Texas has gone to John McCain. John McCain will be the victor of 34 electoral votes. And as goes Texas, so does the state of Tennessee, with its 11 electoral votes. Here is the current electoral map with the calls that were just made at 8:45 p.m. It is now 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and get ready to put this in the history books. At 9 p.m. Eastern Central Time, we can now announce history. Hillary Clinton has been elected the 44th President of the United States, with the calls from the state of Colorado, New York, New Mexico, Rhode Island, and many more. We will go through all of them now. Let's start off with Colorado. 9 electoral votes in which Hillary Clinton has won. Minnesota, 10 electoral votes has been won by Senator Clinton. New Mexico, a strong Latino population here, 5 electoral votes go into the Clinton column. New York, the state she is a senator from, 31 electoral votes go to Hillary Clinton. Rhode Island, 4 electoral votes. It's the smallest state in the Union, will go to Hillary Clinton. As the eastern seaboard goes, so does the Rust Belt. Wisconsin, which is from the Rust Belt, has already voted for Clinton, 10 electoral votes. Wyoming, a Republican state, will go to John McCain. Remember, Vice President Cheney was campaigning here a couple weeks ago after the Republican establishment was afraid they might lose the state, 3 electoral votes. Nebraska, 4 out of 5 of its electoral votes will go to John McCain. However, there is one outlying district electoral vote that will go to Hillary Clinton. Now, Arizona, the home state of Senator McCain, is too early to call, but does not necessarily mean that any candidate is ahead here, just that there isn't enough information to make a call. Louisiana is too close to call at this time, however Senator McCain is leading. The electoral map is now on your screen. Clinton has passed the 270 mark with 325 electoral votes, with John McCain at 78. We apologize to our viewers before that we did not include a South Carolina victory on our electoral map before, which Clinton had won. At 10 p.m. Eastern Time, John McCain has won the state of Idaho. This state is very Republican. Although Democrats have picked up 1 seat in the House in the 1st Congressional District by a margin of 3,000 votes, the state overwhelmingly votes for John McCain, giving him 4 electoral votes. Arizona, previously too early to call, is now projected to go for John McCain. North Dakota is also projected to go for John McCain, 3 electoral votes. South Dakota also goes to John McCain, again with its 3 electoral votes. Iowa will go to President-elect Clinton with 7 electoral votes. Seems like the primary she lost was years ago. Montana is too close to call, but John McCain is leading. Louisiana is now being projected to be won by Hillary Clinton, added to her total 9 electoral votes. The current electoral map is on your screen, 346 to 109. At 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time, John McCain has won the state of Montana. This was a very close race. However, John McCain is the apparent winner of the 3 electoral votes here in Montana. He has won the state by a margin of less than 0.1% of the vote. This adds to John McCain's total of 109, making it 112 electoral votes. At 11 p.m. Eastern Time, Hillary Clinton has won 4 states. California, a very liberal state, and the state with the most electoral votes in the Union, has gone to Hillary Clinton. Add 55 to her total count overall. Hawaii, the home state of her opponent in the primaries, Barack Obama, has gone to Hillary Clinton. 4 electoral votes. Next is Washington State. 12 electoral votes, which will go to Hillary Clinton. Finally, the last call from 11 o'clock poll closings is Oregon. 7 electoral votes, now projected to go to Hillary Clinton. The election map is on your screen. Hillary Clinton has 311 electoral votes lead, with 423 electoral votes in total to John McCain's 112. At 12 a.m. Eastern Time, the final state to be called, Alaska, a solidly Republican state and the home state of Governor Palin, which will go to John McCain. This wraps up election night 2008. The first female president has been elected overwhelmingly, and this is the largest margin of victory for a Democrat since Lyndon B. Johnson. 412 electoral votes for Senator Clinton, now President-elect Clinton, to John McCain's 115 electoral votes. John McCain is expected to have his concession speech very soon, while the Clinton HQ has already gone home for the night, leaving Clinton to make her victory speech in the morning. Thank you all for tuning in, and that wraps up election night 2008.